On and on and on. Oh, you know, instant karma is gonna get you. Gonna slap you right in the face. Like each of your brothers. And join the fucking human race. Ah! On and on and on. That's where we shine.
We'll get it right next time. Gently napping when I
Ah, folks, see, we got these morons, especially here in Canada, not so much in the United States. It's legal in the United States to drive your car without a driver. You know how it is. It's driverless cars. They're everywhere, right? And so me and my friend, me and EG, used to drive around in his Volvo without a driver all the time. We'd play chess in the back seat while the car drives us around, right? And every now and then some pig would pull us over and be like, "You have to have a driver, sir." And I'm like, yeah, well, you're required to have a brain also, but see, you don't have the brain, we don't have the driver, so it's all the same. These fucking morons, you know? The computer drives 1,000,000 times better than any fucking human ever would. Oh, fuck. You know what? Car accidents could end tomorrow, folks. Just take the steering wheel and gas pedal out of every vehicle. And there'd never be a car accident again. It's that simple. Anyways, a lot of stupid out there. What can you do? Stupid is what stupid does. They like to keep you in the Stone Age for as long as fucking possible. Oh yeah, they do. If it was up to our leaders, folks, we'd still be in 1850 or something, you know? You know, these fucking morons are scared of their own shadow. Oh, they are. Fucking just morons. So yeah, that's how they are. Stupid. To be expected. You know what, folks? Even though it's against the law, you know in Vancouver there are no laws, right? And so Uber, right, probably has about 30 driverless taxis in Vancouver right now. Not to mention me and EG only got pulled over about once out of 500-600 different trips, right? Oh yeah, and even that one time I was ignorant and rude, and then we just drove off while he was checking the license plate. He didn't bother following us. No, because they're so understaffed. The whole time, like I always say, the place is lawless. All you gotta do is not comply, and they're like, oh well, he got away. You know? Oh yeah, he got away. No, we love self-driving cars. It's these morons that are in charge that hate them. They have a law here in BC that says you can't drive your car without a driver. Made by a moron, obviously, right? Oh, it's true. Fucking retard of the highest order. You know, every car accident could have been avoided by removing the steering wheel and gas pedal and the human from driving. Oh, it's true. Oh, fuck. Yeah, and even though it's a crime in BC, like I said, people have their Uber cars, and you know what they do, folks? They have a job. You ready for this? They have a job, right, where they work at their factory or whatever, making their $50 an hour, whatever shitty wage it is, right? And then they have their car out working Uber for them. Oh, yeah. They do. There's about 50 of these in Vancouver. Even though they're totally illegal, like I say, there's no way the police can enforce this shit because they can't enforce any fucking laws. And all you gotta do is not comply or not refuse to pull over and they just give up, right? They're like, oh fuck, I'm out of here. I don't have anybody to help me. Like, these cops have no backup in Vancouver. So if you can't handle it on your own, they just go, oh fuck it. Out of here. Me and EG, many times, they would ask us to pull over and we would just tell it to speed up and make a few U-turns here and there. And the cop would just be like, fuck this. They got away. You know? So it's against the law here in Canada now for me to make marijuana videos on the internet, folks. Not that Instagram or YouTube seem to give a rat's ass, and so if they don't give a rat's ass, either do I. Right? But I thought I'd just share that information with you all. So this law was passed back in January, actually, so it's actually a few months old. Of course, it's unenforceable. And my brother, who works at YouTube, told me, yeah, YouTube's aware of the law and refused to comply. And so there you go, because they've had enough of bullshit laws from Canada. And so they refuse to comply, and so obviously does Instagram, because I post every day on there. And so there you go, that's that, folks. No, my brother works for Google, not YouTube. They're totally different entities. Anyways, nobody works for YouTube, Vienna. You do know that. Not even one human works at YouTube. Not even one. My brother told me they don't even have one human. Not even one human employed at YouTube. It's 100% automated. You know, some people think it's only 40 or 50 or 20%. No, it's 100%. There's not one single person in the entire YouTube organization. Not even one. Oh, fuck. And that's how it works. So anybody who tells you they work at YouTube, they're a fucking liar. You know that right off the bat. Now, anyways, Because they're not as stupid as most people, folks. They realize the human factor is not needed in anything, really. Right? But especially some online websites. And the sooner other people catch on to that, the better. No human should be doing any of these shitty jobs anywhere. Period. And a sentence. These jobs could have been replaced 30, 40 years ago, folks, if there was initiative to push the technology forward. But no, the initiative is always to keep us in the Stone Age. That's why technology moves so fucking slow. Oh, it's true. But yeah, no matter what you do, a machine could be doing it better, cheaper. Just better in every fucking way. No, yeah. Nobody's making music anymore, Nicolan. You know the music industry was murdered. And do you know who murdered it? The people in the music industry. Ah, yeah, they did. They murdered their own fucking industry. It's impossible to make money. You know Beyonce, she's got the #1 download on fucking... on Spotify. Yeah, she got like 2 billion downloads. You know what that's worth? Worth like $50. $50. What are you gonna do with your $50? Not much, eh? You're gonna have to get a real fucking job. That's what you're gonna have to do. Oh. Oh, fuck. No, music industry died a long time ago. It's been murdered, killed. There is no money in it. That's why music sucks today. Because why would anybody bother? Right? Why would you waste your life pursuing a career in music that'll get you fucking nowhere in life, right? Waste of your time, waste of your life, it is. And so, that's what happened to the music industry, and that's why it is. You know, folks, back in the 80s and 70s, I could name off like 50 super bands. Today I can name off, and most of them are remnants of the 80s and that era. Today, you know, you're lucky to rem off 5, you know? You know? Who do we got who are in the superstar status today? We've got Madonna, who's actually from the 80s. You know? We've got the Swifties, Taylor Swift. You know? We got the Rolling Stones, they're fucking from the 60s. Who else is at that level? You know? Fuck, major bands, folks, don't happen anymore, and there's a reason why. Because there's zero motivation. Zero. Lizzo's not a superstar, right? She only made one good album. And, yeah. There was Nirvana in the 90s. I guess they made 3 albums, right? It's about as good as you're gonna get nowadays. And that's how it is. There's just nothing out there anymore. Don't get me wrong, there's tons of good music, but you have to know 50 million artists to find the 5 good songs, right? No, you do. And none of them make a dime. You know? None of them make any money. So imagine you make a hit, folks. You thinking, okay, I've made my hit. Then you see the 2 billion downloads on Spotify. And then you get your check for 10 grand. Yeah. What do you think you're going to do after that, you know? Are you going to consider making another one? You don't even have enough money to go on tour, right? You're fucking pretty much homeless. You know, it costs at least, let's say, like my dad's stadium, you'd have to spend at least down payment before tickets even sold, at least $600,000 deposit on that night just to rent one stadium. One! You want to do some fucking tour, which is the only place to make money, right? Where are you gonna come up with this millions of dollars? Each location's gonna want that 600,000 to $500,000. Oh yeah, they are. And you want to tour at what, 100 locations like most artists do? Fuck, that's $50 million. Oh, you can make a lot of money if you can come up with it. Because now you're popular on Spotify, right? So people will buy your tickets. But sadly, you can't afford to fucking go on tour, right? And nobody, folks, is going to give you that money. No bank, no record company, nobody. No, they don't even exist anymore, the record companies. They're all gone, right? So there's the bank. The bank's going to laugh at you, right? And so is any kind of credit card company. All going to just fucking laugh at you. If you don't have the cash up front, you're going nowhere. And you're doing it really fucking fast. Oh, you are. It's a shitty job now. And acting's the next one to go, folks. Though acting could be replaced by a robot anyways. Yeah, they're all going. All the good music's already been written. And I mean, we're now into the fucking 6th grade extinction. And so there'll come a point where you will lose all our technology and our ability to even listen to music. It's coming. And so this is it. What you hear today is all you're gonna get. Badass bitch. Badass bitch. Oh yeah, the music industry, it wasn't just murdered, folks. It was stabbed fucking repeatedly even after it was murdered. And then when they were finished stabbing it, they took out their machine guns and riddled it full of lead. Then they ran over it with multiple vehicles. Then they took out their machine guns again and riddled it full of lead. Oh yeah, there's like no coming back. There's not even a memory of what it once looked like left. Anyways, talking about new music, folks. This song just came out, what, a few months ago, I believe. Let me double check the date on her. Oh, we don't have a date. But yeah, it's a few months ago. I'd say 2 months ago. Oh yeah, and it's a remake of a song from 1979. that's basically why it's good.
Party people in the place. We really rockin' that shag. It's a celebration. Yeah. Your man don't treat you like a lady. You've been together too long. Life's getting
Accelerate.
and the days seem
Please
long.
don't.
So while he lay there
Sleeping.
you texting
Sending
hey
today.
girl, you say you want
One
some
just one
excitement.
pet.
You'd rather
Doesn't
be
be in bed.
if you like
Pina coladas. Get love in the rain. It is found by the ocean. And the taste of champagne. So they're making love at midnight.
this
The
could be
bees overthink.
and I know
Same day to look for.
come with me and escape.
Find the hall.
You feel alright. It's a love and wrinkle up your shit. Anytime we be a simple paradise. You can have love at that good island right cause you know darling. Just when you woke up and I bring
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about my friend with his car. Just like
your body needs some over.
so, my friend, folks, he has a self-driving Tesla in Vancouver, right? So he works as an accountant. He actually makes good money for living in Vancouver. It's good enough to survive. He makes about $300 an hour. I know you Americans are like, oh, $300 an hour. We're talking a high roller here. No, you're talking somebody who lives in the slums in fucking Vancouver. Okay, so anyways, he has his Tesla because he needs a second job because it costs a lot of money to live in Vancouver. And his self-driving Tesla works for Uber 12 hours a day while he's at work. Oh yeah. Making him all kinds of money. Oh, that's what he does. Because it's self-driving. And even though it's against the law in BC, Uber doesn't give a rat's ass about that law. Because, I mean, nothing can justify that law anyways, right? It's so stupid. It's hard to comprehend why it exists, right? And the other thing is, yeah, because he needs the money. And all you got to do is tell the car if the police asks you to pull over, do not comply. And in Vancouver, if you refuse to pull over and do not comply, they're just like, oh, fuck this guy. I have no backup, right? He can't call for backup. Every officer's on their own out there. You think he's going to chase you down and if you're not refusing to comply all by himself? He's going to get himself fucking shot up doing shit like that. And so he just goes, oh, fuck it. He got away. I know me and EG used to do it all the time. We'd be in the bank smoking bong, waiting for the police to get there. And they'd show up and we'd flip out and they'd be like, just leave. We'd be like, okay. Because they have no backup. They can't like call somebody to help. That's how I used to get away with all that shit back in the old days. And that's back when they had a much better police force than today. Back in my day, folks, they were only short 3,000 police officers, which is a pretty big number, right? Oh, but today they're short 6,500 officers, folks. And the number only gets bigger and bigger every day. There used to be a police station downtown in the ghetto. They just closed it altogether. They like, oh, fuck it. Closed it. It's gone. There's nobody to work there. That's down in the ghetto where Skid Row is. They just fucking let things happen there now. They don't go down there at all. And And so yeah, there's 6,500 officers short, folks. They have something like, I forget what the number was last time I read in the paper, something like 8,000 police officers for a city of fucking 2 million. I mean, we used to outnumber them, folks, just at a 420 parade. For those who haven't seen the video, there was one time police tried to arrest me in Vancouver, folks. And do you know what happened? I put up my arm and yelled to everybody, "Hey everyone! These pigs here are trying to arrest me for marijuana." And before you know it, everyone started to crowd around yelling, "Pick another day." Many of you have probably seen the video because it used to be posted all over the place. And do you know what the police chose to do? They chose to pick another day. They walked off. They're like, "Fuck this shit. We're going to get ourselves hurt." You know? And that's how it is in Vancouver. It's completely lawless. Like, people don't realize how bad it is but criminals are go haywire. You know, people are being stabbed every day in Vancouver. It doesn't even make the news anymore. There's two reasons it don't make the news, folks. One is because it's so routine, it's no longer news anymore, right? But it's not just that. Nobody bothers reporting it because who the fuck are you gonna report it to in the first place? You know? Who are you calling? No one's coming. Fuck, unless you have a friend. You know? If you have a friend, I used to have a friend. I could call him, "Hey, get here as fast as possible." Fuck, well then you're lucky, you know? I used to have to pay that friend though. But, if you don't have a friend, you know what you are? You're up Schitt's Creek. You're up to deal with it yourself. Fuck. And so we don't even know half the stabbings anymore because people don't bother reporting it because why bother? What's the point? Right? Who gives a rat's ass anyways? No one. It's quite obvious. And so yeah, but sometimes pit bulls can be very friendly, a little too friendly, sea breeze. And so unless the person's actually scared of that breed, but somebody who knows a dog might notice he's friendly and then just kill it, right? Break its neck. And I know I've watched EG do it to a dog before. We were at some bad guy's house. He had a pit bull actually. EG grabbed it by the head and just went, and the thing fell to the ground. That was the end of that. Took just a few seconds. And that was it. He was done. Yeah, because sadly they can be a little too friendly. Unless you train them to be aggressive, and then none of your neighbors like you. They're not the most protective. For protection, you want like German Shepherd. Yeah, it'll kill the person, or at least die trying. Yeah, German Shepherds are really good. And if you can combine a German Shepherd with a Chihuahua, then you got the best. No, pit bulls actually have a good temperament gene. That's the thing. They're actually very well tempered. It's misunderstood. It's just when a pit bull's trained to be aggressive, when he locks on a bite, that's exactly what he does. He locks on. So if he bites you here in the arm, the only way you're getting that bite off your arm is the dog removing that part of the arm with him, or killing the dog while it's still attached to your arm. Oh yeah, these are your only two options available. And so in most cases, a bite from a pit bull is, well, way worse than any other kind of dog. But yeah, you mix Chihuahua with a fucking German Shepherd, and Buddy's got chaos dealing with it. Because the Chihuahua, folks, is one of the most protective, and it's more alert. It hears the bad guy way before any of the big dogs do. But you know what the Chihuahua does when he hears the bad guy? He starts barking, making noise, waking up all the big bad dogs who follow him to the destination. You know? He's not there to fight. He's more there to be the early warning system. And the darker colored your German Shepherd is, the more bad-tempered it can be. German Shepherds that are brown tend to be a little friendlier than ones that are completely black. I had one that was completely black, folks. He was a trained police dog before I had him. Sadly, I had to get rid of him. He was killing people that I didn't ask him to kill. You know? I got him to kill people that I asked him to kill. And sometimes she would do that too. Not every time. But she'd also kill like random people I didn't ask her to kill. And so I had to get rid of her. You know? Before she got put to sleep. Because I couldn't control her, right? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Black Shepherd. Very protective. And can have aggressive temperament towards others who aren't its friends. But the dogs that, one of the most popular breeds, the Labrador, is one of the most popular biters, right? Labradors, Blue Heelers, Collies. These range of dogs, they're trained to bite. Was their job in life. They're herding dogs, and they herd by biting the animal on the ankles sometimes. And so they're bred to bite and to be aggressive. But people, you know, usually teach them to be nice and friendly, but they have a nasty gene in them. But yeah, a lab will just bite softly while the pit bull will rip a piece of your arm off. It is true.
All you little birds better lock up tight, 'cause there's a foul owl on the prowl tonight.
Well, I've never been attacked or bit. Well, I've been attacked by an animal, but never bitten. Never bitten or hurt.
Like a tough game, old folks, win some, you lose. Competition good for you.
Them hubcaps. Horses and courses, they're the market horses. Like order, makeup, high five, power, game shows, rodeo, Star Wars TV. They're the powers that be. They say a toothless get ruthless. Powers that be, powers that be, powers that be.
They like treats, tricks, carrots and sticks. They like fear and loathing. They like sheets, clothing.
Oh, EG killed that dog because we wanted to let these people know we're not here to be friends. And the dog was barking. It didn't actually really attack EG, but EG made sure that didn't happen in the future. Anyways. Yeah, they were scumbags. Yeah, they had assaulted me in the past.
Good night, Billy.
Oh, and so I needed someone to return the favor. And EG was like, I'll do this one for free. I'm like, oh, you got a deal. I was actually going to call my friend Dave. Which they're lucky I didn't. Yeah. My friend Dave, he was my full-time bodyguard. That's why we got away with the things we did at fucking 420 by stealing other people's booze, taking the electricity, not paying, all that stuff. Because my friend Dave was always standing nearby. And Dave, well, he's just intimidating to look at in the first place. He's like 6'3". He went to jail for 18 years, folks, for killing a police officer. So that in itself says a lot, you know. So while he was in jail for 18 years, he spent the whole time, every day, working out and practicing martial arts. Oh yeah. So when he got out, he was like pretty hardcore dude, yeah. And then I just met him as he was a customer of mine. He used to buy drugs from me, right? And then we slowly became friends. And then I was like, dude, because one night, how it went down is one night we're on the bus. And there's like these 10 teenagers harassing this retarded girl. And he's like, why don't you assholes pick on someone your own size? And they're like, what, you want to go, old man? And he rings the buzzer. Ding. Yeah, I do. And then he throws them all out of the bus. Because they weren't sure to get off at that stop. But he made sure they all got off. And within about 90 seconds, folks, all 10 guys were teethless. He had removed the teeth from all of them. And now they had bloody faces, and the police show up, right? And they see my friend, and they call like for backup, you know, because they know who he is. And backup shows up, and then the lady whose house it's happening in front of comes running out and goes, I saw everything. This man did nothing wrong. He was defending himself and protecting this girl and stuff. And the police were like, oh, they go to these guys, they're like, oh, it's your lucky night. It looks like our friend here let you live. And yeah, it was pretty funny. And then I was like, you know, I could use a guy like you on my staff. I could. And he was like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, sure. No doubt about it at all. And he was like, well, consider it done. So yeah, that's how I used to get away with standing next to the Jehovah Witnesses with my Jesus Wanker shirt. And if any of you watch those videos of me doing those things, folks, you see people scream right in my face. Because my friend lets them know, you can scream in his face. You can do these things, but if you touch him, I'll cripple you. And so you see people get really, really mad, but nobody hits me. Yeah. Unfortunately, Dave is dead. Along with his friend, too. I used to have a friend, Marvin, who was also awesome and equally as vicious. But you know what? They were good guys, and for me at least. And they never like got mad. It was never nothing like that. Never nothing emotional. It's just a job. You know, if I told them to punch this guy 3 times, they punched him 3, not 4 or 5. You know? And yeah. So I had a lot of fun with them, but sadly they're both dead. One died from crack cocaine and the other one died from fentanyl. Dave died from crack cocaine. Oh, David West is here. We should put on a David West song. The legendary David West. Here we go. Oh, did they make new videos? I didn't watch. Or is it just a remake of old shit? I mean, they have a lot of old videos. Oh yeah, I see this 50th anniversary for Dark Side of the Moon. But is there actually a video? I'm seeing it right now on YouTube. There's no video right here. Just a sec, I'll try. But no, that's the only one that comes up for the 50th anniversary. Oh, just a sec. Anime compilation, I see. Oh, but it's not like a video. It's like Nick Mason talking about the songs. No, I haven't seen it yet, but... Oh, I can prepare another dance. I'm gonna take a big bong hit now. Fire in the hole. Yeah, so folks, one of my mothers to my kids, right? She found this bicycle like 4 or 5 years ago, right? So I'm going through the pile of these bikes because I can maybe take parts off of them for the bikes that we have that work, right? That are all brand new, but they need new cables or whatever, right? And so they're and so going through there, and there's this bike. It looks like a BMX, right? So I pull it out because BMXs are worth money, right? And so I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. So anyways, I take it out. I realize it's not actually a BMX. It's some Japanese version of like a BMX. So I type it into Google, the exact bike and its make and model. It's worth like $4,000 in pristine condition. Supposedly this is the bike that started BMXing. It's some sort of relic, like the Model T Ford of fucking BMXs. Supposedly this is like some special fucking ass bike. So I moved it to the, I oiled up to see if the bearings and everything, you know, if it can still function as be fixed, you know, without putting ridiculous sums of money into it, because you don't really want to replace these parts. That's what makes it so special, right? I looked up the price of some of these parts and they're basically priceless. And so the if you can even find them. And so gonna get her going again. I turned her, oiled her up, and yeah, the bearings are fine. I guess that's why it's worth so much money. It fucking lives forever. And so all it needs is, you know, basic stuff. A new chain would be nice, new sprockets. I can't replace that gooseneck, so I'm just gonna try and buff it as best I can. There's a little bit of rust here and there. I'm gonna have to leave it on, you know. I don't think it should be painted. And yeah, we're gonna get it going. Get air in the tires. I can see the tires need to be replaced, but those rims, I looked them up, they're something special. So luckily they're made out of aluminum, so they're a part of the bike that didn't rust, but they still have a problem. All the spokes rusted, and so I'm gonna have to brush. But I brushed some of the spokes, and it's just like surface rust. So, and spokes I might be able to paint. I don't know. But yeah, you don't want to replace any of the parts on this thing. They're not replaceable. You'd have to put something else on there, right? And then it's not the same bike anymore. So yeah, we're gonna get air in the tires and get her going. Yeah, well, we all just thought it was a BMX. That's why it sat there for so long. But no, it's not a BMX. It's some Japanese company that looks just like BMX. No, this is root beer. I bought it to try it out. It's some local stuff made here on the island. It's $2 a can, so it's expensive, right? And sadly, it ain't worth $2 a can, so I won't buy it again, right? Not at that price, at least. Yeah, I can get better for far less, especially in Vancouver. So you live and learn, right? I mean, it's not bad. It's pretty good actually, but you know, I've had many different brands, and that's not, you know, high-end top stuff. It's more like, you know, basic. No, A&W is also very basic. The best cola is Fentman's. Fentman's don't make root beer, sadly. Best root beer. There's a few different ones. Because there's a few different decadent ones out there. There's the Blue Sky from California. That stuff's pretty good. But it has no oomph to it, you know? But it's still really good and it's cheap. Then there's that stuff, you know, that race car company one I buy? They make a root beer. I forget what it's called now. But anyways, they make a root beer and it's quite spicy and a little bit different. And yeah, it's something special. It's unique, right? It stands out above all the others. It's not just basic stuff. And yeah, we don't get much of a selection in Canada. When I was in the US, good pop was easy to find. But here in Canada, we're pretty limited in food in general. And so, you know, when I was in the Caribbean, there was like 7 different kinds of bananas and 45 different kinds of oranges, probably at least. And, you know, we're lucky if we get 3 different kinds over here, right? Oranges. And as for bananas, you're lucky to get them at all, right? You get the one Cavendish kind, and if you're lucky, maybe there'll be some those plantains, right, on the side somewhere in a bigger shop. But not much, right? We're pretty limited. Our population's really small. It takes a lot to ship things here, and it's just not worth the tiny little market, you know. And so we have bananas. There's some at the local grocery store here. They're only 79 cents a pound. They're green as fuck, right? So I'd have to own them for a week before I could eat them. But they're the only kind. They're the Cavendish, right? The kind you eat. If I wanted to have a plantain or one of those red tiny ones that are super yummy, or those little seedy ones, those green seedy ones, they don't have that shit here. Nobody ships it here, right? Don't matter where you live. I've lived in the big city. It ain't there either. Yeah? Nobody sends it here. You know, in the big city you can get a few more oranges, maybe 10 different kinds, eh? If you're lucky. I mean, you'd have to shop around. And yeah, everything's substandard, you know, because it all had to be shipped here from God knows where. Right? That's why the bananas are green as fuck, right? I do like them green when they're plantains, right? But these aren't plantains, they're Cavendish bananas. And those need to be, you know, bright yellow, ready to go. And so, yeah, in the southern states and stuff like that, when we were over there, they have a lot of access to fresh fruit too, and fresh food that we just don't have here in Canada, right? In Louisiana, there was so much. We went to so many seafood stores. I mean, restaurants. fed us things we never even heard of. Oh yeah. My girlfriend was from New York. She never even heard of some of that shit. So, yeah, they did. And good old New Orleans, another good place for seafood. We don't have much seafood here in Canada, you know. At least that's fresh. I mean, I'm sure you can buy it shipped and in a package, frozen, you know. It's not quite the same, you know. So yeah. Yeah, and America puts more toxic waste in their food, which makes it taste better, right? And that's why when you cross the border, every restaurant you eat at tastes better, even McDonald's. There's a McDonald's in Canada, it don't taste like the one in America. No, it don't, not at all. Same with the Burger King, the Wendy's, and all the other fucking restaurants. Right? It's like going to Taco Bell and McDonald's and all those places for the first time, all again, when you cross the border. Because they're all gonna be totally different. All of them. Every fast food totally changes. Oh, $2 in Illinois. That makes me feel better. They're about $3.50, $4 here for a head of lettuce. But remember, I live in the middle of nowhere. I could probably buy one for $2 in Vancouver. Right? So. You're paying the big bucks for some lettuce over there, because that's like a Canadian price. Canadians get higher wages, you know, that make up for these crazy prices. But then they pay more taxes, right? So, hard to say. Could all equal out. Oh, I don't mind the bugs in the spinach, you know? That's extra protein. My dad used to bottle water, and it was just Chicago tap water ran through a filter, right? But the bottle said it was pure glacier water from the fucking heavens of the earth, and whatever other bullshit that was written on the bottle, right? Good. And but at the end of the day, that's what it was, Chicago tap water. And yeah, did well. Yeah, and he told me then that the FDA had no authority to regulate anything going on here. He said the laws here are so lax. As long as nobody's killed by our water, you know, it's all good. Nobody gives a shit what you write on the label. And yeah. As long as it resembles what's inside. Oh, recently though, folks, Canada Dry, which is actually the company my Uncle Bob used to own that he sold to Coca-Cola, but they turned it into what it is today. It was just a small thing when he had it. But anyways, they recently got sued because because the can on it said real ginger inside, and they sent it to a lab to be tested, and there's no ginger at all in this soda, eh? Like zero, none to be found, not even a trace element of it. No. It don't exist. Right? And so they got sued for that in the States. In Canada, that's perfectly legal to lot bullshit on the label like that. But I guess in America, you're not allowed to do it as much anymore. And they got sued for that. Yeah, had to pay out some big bucks, I heard. All over the news. And so, yeah. But it still says real ginger inside here in Canada. Oh, yeah. But they probably changed that in America. There's a lady on the one of these. I follow all these American news network channels in America, right? Since I can't watch Canadian news, I watch American news. It's more fun anyways, right? And so anyways, there's this reporter in New York that runs the, does the news on this local New York station for downtown New York City. And she's going to all these fine restaurants and she orders lamb, right? Everything that says 100% pure lamb, she orders all different stuff from different restaurants. Then sends them to a lab to be tested. Discovers most of them don't really have lamb in them, or a small percentage of lamb in them. And so then, yeah, she goes back to tell the people, hey, how come there's no lamb in this? It's pretty entertaining stuff. And so, yeah. Yeah, no lamb. The pure lamb meatballs are like 50-50 lamb ground beef. That was like the high-end place. Oh yeah, she went to all levels of restauranting to get her lamb. They were all rip-offs. Yeah, if your lamb was ground up and made into like something, and then they claim it's 100% lamb, she found that 99% of the time, that's just a scam. That if you want lamb, you better order the lamb chop with the bone in it and everything, Then you can look at it and go, yeah, that looks like lamb. Probably is, It's hard to trick them one. Fool that. Yeah, sheep and lamb are the same thing. Oh yeah, McDonald's is the big bucks. I could have steak every day for that kind of price. Yeah, they used to be cheap. I worked at McDonald's for a short time. when I was just a teenager, about a year and a half. And it used to cost $4 for a Big Mac meal. Oh yeah. You used to have a policy, if you wait longer than 5 minutes, that you get your meal for free. Yeah, you used to have 2 dine at McDonald's for like $8. There's 2 Big Mac meals, you know? Oh yeah. And the thing is, most people get paid the same now as they did back then, except for minimum wage jobs. They've gone up. And so, like, the middle class have the same amount of money as they did when the Big Mac meal was $4. And today it's like, $16 or whatever. That's why they need to remove the person from the restaurant altogether. No one should have to do these shitty jobs. And humans cause so many errors. You know? You should just be able to type into the machine what you want, pay, drive to the side window, it opens, the machine slides your meal out to you, and that's it. There's no hello, goodbye, nice day, or any of that shit. Yeah, they won't be spitting in your food and shooting cum in your drink and just the basic stuff that happens at all those places, you know? No, they have a machine that services the machines. Fucking get rid of those service workers. They should be at home playing video games or something. Yeah, they don't need the person for anything. The machine can program itself too for any necessary upgrades it may need. No one's gonna have any money to buy your drugs. They have no job. Drug cartel leaders are in the welfare lines. Nobody wants to have a storefront, Peter. Fucking thieves like in Vancouver are just gonna throw a brick through your window, take what they want. They can spend 2 hours there. Nobody's coming to stop them. You know? Oh fuck. Million witnesses, people stop by, take pictures, everything. It's all nonchalant because nobody gives a shit anyways. Yeah, online it's harder to do that to your store. Costs and theft drop dramatically, which means costs also drop on top of it all. The dropped costs that already come to being online. Oh yeah. So it's just a win-win-win all the way. Oh yeah, Vancouver, they're all boarded up too. And they chopped down 1,800 trees in fucking Stanley Park. Stanley Park, it's like a big park like the one in New York, the Central Park. I've been there a few times. The one in New York is slightly bigger, but it's really hard to say, but I think it is. But not by very much. But anyways, they ripped out 1,800 trees, so you can imagine them doing that to the one in New York, right? There's like hardly any trees left, right? So the park's been decimated. And and they got a lawless town, right? Because the police are like short half a police force, basically. And there's no backup for anyone, you know? They're all out doing their separate things. And so you don't pursue much, right? They don't want to comply. You're like, well, oh well. And so the town's gone into chaos, you know? And free crystal meth is given out, and it is the place to buy the cheapest drugs now in North America, pretty much, because it's lawless, and so there's no risk of, you know, police coming by and going, hey, what's going on? Oh, you know? And so, no risk of that at all. And so, yeah, the whole town's gone to shit. My friends who were on the show a few times, Cindy and Peter, they've moved back to Florida. Every day they post how great it is in Florida, how cheap the food is compared to Canada, how the crime is so much less, and all blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you know, I'd be there if I could. And so, there you go. The, yep, today she posted she got like 3 steaks for $10. She showed a picture. They were like 3 strip loins. Yeah. In Canada, they're a lot more expensive. Yeah, Florida has DeSantis in charge, so that means you're allowed to shoot a criminal, right? Could explain why my friend says there's not much crime in her neighborhood. Now everything's nice and... I like that policy. You should be allowed to shoot a criminal. Matter of fact, you should be allowed to shoot him more than once. Invite some friends over, let them have a few shots. You know? Yeah, here in Canada, you're not allowed to shoot a criminal. You're supposed to call the police, which, depending on where you live, may or may not exist, and may or may not show up at any given time. And then dodge bullets, I guess, or knifing, or who knows what's going on that you've called these people while you wait for their arrival. Oh, yes. Matter of fact, police in Toronto, because they're also understaffed and have issues, right? Put a posting on their website that they suggest people leave the car keys somewhere outside, like next to their mailbox or on the hood of the car or within the car itself, so that when car thieves come, they don't break into your house and cause more damage or possibly bodily harm. Oh yeah, that's what they suggest. And so there you go. See, I suggest you should be allowed to put an electrocution device on the car, so it sends a notice to your phone someone's breaking in. You check the cameras. Oh yeah, they are. You click the button, and now he's dead, right? Oh, I like that idea. It's a lot of fun. Electricity is a lot of fun, you know? Yeah, you just need a big capacitor. Oh, you wind it up good. I can get that power real stirred up. Yeah. When they realize your model vehicle fucking kills people, they'll choose other cars to steal. You know? That's how it works. Mm. But yeah, in New York, where it's fucking obviously, you know, lawless there too. They obviously got some like criminal, probably some gangster won the fucking election there to be governor. Put a few of his gangster friends in positions of the legal system and made sure all his crooked friends got away with whatever they wanted to. Oh. It's basically what my friend tells me that lives there. By the videotapes he shows me, it looks like that's basically what goes down, you know? It's like Vancouver, completely lawless. But they have lots of police. They're just not allowed to do anything. Oh, yeah. Oh. My friend don't have nice things to say about the guy. Whatever his name is, yeah. He lives in Staten Island. Yeah, and he says the mayor's fucking crooked as hell. Straight up mobster. He told me recently that they want to stop bagel and pizza ovens because they burn coal, right? Which I'm all for the green shit, as you know. But I tend to agree with him on this one, that that's a pointless endeavor, right? That's just penalizing these poor people. Well, meanwhile, you have coal fucking factories burning fucking for energy, you know? When you could get rid of that and replace it with something else, you know? Or the who knows how many planes are in the sky, right? Oh my god. And every cargo ship that runs on fucking fuel burns like more fuel than you'll ever use in your lifetime, no matter how many vehicles you drive. You know? Oh, and it uses that fuel in a matter of a few minutes, probably. Yeah, I asked a guy at the gas port one time how much fuel they're putting into this one tanker, and it wasn't even a big one. And he was like $180,000 worth. That was like 10 years ago. And so, yeah. These big ones across the world probably, you know, have crazy amounts in there, millions of dollars of fuel. Oh, yeah, and so, yeah, there's poor animals being killed on the highway, can build bridges. All kinds of shit, right? Fucking 25 pizza joints and 5 bagel shops aren't gonna fucking, you know, change things much. So anyways, I should prepare another fat dab. deep inside. So we should do another fat dab here. Taking over. Oh. There's a sea monster in the lake. The Ogopogo. That's what they call him in BC. Some believe the Ogopogo is also the Loch Ness monster. Being both lakes are fucking bottomless. Well, of course there's a bottom somewhere in both those lakes. It's just difficult to measure, right? Because they go so far. But it could be done nowadays, no problem. But they consider them bottomless because nobody's gone to the trouble to do that. So they're very deep, as we know. And so they believe there's an underwater river that goes from the Lake Okanagan, where the Ogopogo lives, all the way to Loch Ness, where the Loch Ness monster lives. And that the two monsters are the same. Oh, there could be a few of them going back and forth. You know, they mate in that underground area. Who knows? The Ogopogo. And then there's the Bigfoot, folks. We got a Bigfoot. Now the Bigfoot's fucking everywhere. Sorry to say. It's just fucking, there's Bigfoot here, Bigfoot there, everywhere, fucking Bigfoot, right? There's common as seeing a crow in your yard, supposedly. I've never seen one, but it's what they say, folks. I see all the other wildlife. I see about 5 cougars a year, which are pretty elusive animal. See hundreds of bears, 50 to 100 elk at least. You know, all kinds of animals. Hundreds of deer. because I live in the middle of nowhere, right? So lots of animals, but I don't see this Bigfoot, you know, ever, or the Sasquatch, or whatever they want to call them. And but there's stories going back to the millennium that he exists. And every photo you ever see of the Bigfoot, folks, they're like alien photos, you know? Kind of grainy. Don't look that great. Meanwhile, everybody in the fucking planet has a camera in their phone, right? And most of them take pretty good pictures nowadays. But none of them can get a good shot of their fucking spaceship they claim to see, right? No, it never happens. And and so that's how it is. So I'm gonna do a fat dab here. Just like the Sasquatch, he just never comes around, you know? And so he's elusive, but he could be out there, you know? Pretty much every video out there of the Sasquatch has been proven to be a fake. Sadly. Me and Chi are always disappointed, eh, Chi? Chi likes it when there's a Sasquatch in the world, you know? Might be eating people or something, you know? Brings her good feelings inside. I don't know anybody by the name of Trudeau. Oh, Rosie O'Donnell. Yeah. Doesn't Rosie O'Donnell go for nature walks? No, I'm disappointed. Who's Ryan Gosling? Yeah, I thought she was a big nature walker. So yeah, there's the Sasquatch. We got a few other creatures too. There's the well, I don't know what they're called, right? But there's a few of them out there. You don't want to encounter any of these things, right? There's always the wolf man, right? I see a few wolves sometimes. Never here on Vancouver Island though. But they might exist, you never know. You've got to let love rule. Buy Marijuana Man. I don't know what happened to it. YouTube doesn't tell you why they take your site down, right? Just one day it was gone, that's it. No email, no nothing. And there are no humans at YouTube, so there's no way to appeal or discuss it or fucking negotiate it in any fucking way. Oh, did Bigfoot have sex with, oh, that girl we were mentioning earlier, what's her name,
Girl, you gotta get these brothers for all the money you can, honey. Cause if they ain't got no money, they can't do nothing for me but get out of my face. I know what you mean, girl, it ain't no wrong thing. Look out from that, she got dollars.
Sometimes I used to wonder how the hell an ugly dude get a fine girl's number. He's getting juice for his ducats. I tell a girl in a minute, yo, I drive a bucket and won't think nothing of it. She can ride or walk, either leave it or love it. I show her that I'm not the O, the N-E-C. I'm a ruthless N-I-double-G-A. Cause I'm gaming on a female that's gaming on me. You know I spell girl with a B. A brother like me is only out for one thing. I think with my ding-a-ling, but I won't bring no flowers to your doorstep when we going out. Cause you'll take it for granted, no doubt. And after the day, I will wanna do the wild thing. You want lobster? I'm thinking Burger King. And when I take you, you get frustrated. You can't juice Ice Cube and you hate it. But you see, I don't go nuts over girls like you with the big old butts and start coming out the pocket to knock it. But when the damage is done, you can only lay me, girl. You can't play me, girl. For the simple fact that I ain't the one.
I don't care how they look. If they got money, we can hook up, but they ain't getting none. Yeah, I just make them think they don't get some. Put their mind a little bit and get that money. Oh, Ice Cube Panda.
I think that one's reposted,
Give
that
you money,
video.
why bother? Cause you know I'm looking nothing like your father. Girl, I can't be playing the games. Guess you never knew what dear boy was.
We don't have a Chinese restaurant you can call around here. No, we don't. the next town over there was one. It was in the fucking ghetto though, and I think it's been ghettoed out of business. You know what I'm saying? Few too many people shooting up and smoking crack in front of the place has made it the kind of place people don't want to go. You know how it goes. That's happened to a few restaurants in that neighborhood. Because it wasn't always that way, but now that's what it is. Oh, if it can catch fire in Vancouver, it will, you know? Just a matter of time. Hope your building's made out of fucking steel and concrete, otherwise you're fucking on someone's list.
If you see the wonder of a fairy tale.
Yep, the city's like, you can't tear down that building, you know, to the developer because that's a classic old building in Vancouver. And they're like, oh, so sad. 2 days later it catches fire and burns to the ground. Oh, tragic. Happens quite often in Vancouver. Or there's people who have land that don't want to sell it, you know, but there's a group of people who want it. Oh, this is a common scenario too. Suddenly their house burns to the ground. I know a building that it happened to like 4 times, and I knew a thrift store in there, and I was like, if I were you, I wouldn't. They were already there for 2 years. I'm like, I wouldn't be in this building much longer. They're like, why is that? I'm like, this building's already been burned down 3 times. This owner's like a hardcore holdout for some sort of development they want to put here. This place is a fire waiting to fucking happen, I can guarantee it. And then like 6 months later, woo, she caught fire again, right? And you know what's there today, folks? A big fucking 10-story high-rise. Oh, yeah. It's good times. One day I went into her store. She's like, a guy came here. He told us he's going to burn down the building if we don't leave. I'm like, yeah. Well, like I was saying, it'd be sad to see you go, but that's how it is. Yeah, so they just packed up and left. The building still burned to the ground, even though everyone left, though.
anytime you are
I used
conscious
to
of
buy
a
plants
tingling
from the
sensation,
shop and a few other
don't be
things.
embarrassed about opening your mouth and letting rip with all you've got.
Doop, doop. Well, I should run. I gotta make some schnitzel.